So, gentlemen, last week you took out this wonderful space beast and have been working to acquire the loot from within and get your ship functionable to return to base to get proper repairs. As that's being done, you're able to go through the loot that you've acquired, less what the captain has claimed for his portion for repairs of the ship and fees for traveling, etc. The remaining portion is yours, into which you find the following.
For those that are driving, it is 400 copper pieces, 6,000 silver, 2,400 gold, 110 platinum. And gem, I don't even want to pronounce that bad a pronounce thing. 100 GP, 3 garnets, 100 GP each, 2 pearls, 100 GP each, a spell scroll of friends, a bag of holding, a drift globe, to look up and see what that is, a potion of healing, a dragon's tooth engraved with alien symbols. When held and activated, the cipher conjures and hurls 3 arrows.
That's cool.
A mangled piece of golden chainmail wrapped by magic. When worn and activated, the cipher grants you a +1 bonus to armor class for 1 minute. Card de Donjon. An ivory card marked with 4 swords and covered in dust. When used, you are imprisoned without equipment or spells.
Wait. Repeat that one.
The card may also be used against another creature with a successful attack.
You got a Pokeball.
Something like that. A rosewood shard on a leather cord. When held and activated, the cipher allows you to comprehend any language for 1d6 round. A jagged shard of white glass damaged by flame. When impaled into flesh, the cipher dissolves and transforms you into a vampire until you take a short rest. A jagged orichalcum shard on a leather cord. When held and activated, the cipher conjures a non-magical weapon of your choice. A mangled golden segment engraved with strange symbols. When worn and activated, the cipher allows you to alter your appearance for 1 minute. A mangled piece of platinum chainmail smeared with crimson blood. When worn and activated, the cipher grants you advantage on your next stealth check. A jagged shard of blue crystal smeared with golden ichor. When impaled in the flesh, the cipher dissolves and heals 2d8 hit. Dragon's tooth smeared with crimson blood. When held and activated, the cipher conjures and hurls 3 arrows. I'm gonna get into deja vu.
Yeah. Those shards could be fun for waking someone up that's down. It's like an adrenaline shot.
Magic items. Cabin bracer. Wondrous item. When wearing these ale-soaked leather bracers, you have proficiency with darts, and you gain a +2 bonus to downtime oh my gosh. Carousing roll. Yeah. Ring of Crawling. This amber ring has a small centipede preserved within it. While wearing the ring, crawling does not cost you extra movement.
Nice.
A studded leather of useful item. Among the rivets covering the studded leather armor are several unique rivets inscribed with symbols. While wearing the armor, You can use an action to detach one of the rivets, causing it to become the object it represents. The armor has the following rivets: a brass bell, a broken longsword, a dagger, manacles, two padlocks, two pewter armlets, a signet ring, a steel mirror. Once the last inscribed rivet is removed, the armor becomes non-magical studded leather
I'll
armor.
be right back.
Pipes of the Jewelers. Wondrous item requires attunement. You must be proficient with wind instruments to use these pipes. While you are attuned to the pipes, jewelers are indifferent towards you and will not attack you unless you threaten or harm them. The pipes have 3 charges. If you play the pipes as an action, you can use a bonus action to expend 1 charge to summon a jeweler from the nearest town or city. The jeweler will spend up to 1 hour appraising gemstones and jewelry before vanishing.
That is incredibly odd. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna switch to my computer now.
Okay.
So thank you for going over that. Sorry it took a little longer than I was expecting. Family stuff, you know how that goes. Looks like we're waiting for Yonovan to still get back.
Yeah, he's switching to his computer.
Heard that a while ago. I thought you'd be back by now. But hey. So, any decisions how you want to divide the loot? Or do you want to wait to do that later? What are you guys planning and thinking?
I want to sell most of it. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I'll think about that, but I have to step away.
Okay.
So I will be right back.
Ryu?
Some of it sounded interesting, but some of it I'll have to look at it in a little bit better detail to see if I think it's useful or not. At least for Ryu.
Okay. What is your plan from here to be?
Well, we got to get the ship fixed, and we got to pay for everything and find more work or more mission. And I figure the loot's gonna be pretty even. And then we'll sell off anything that nobody wants. I guess is the best idea.
Okay. It kind of depends on what you guys want to do, because, I mean, you could throw it all in basically party fund and save it up for things you want to do together that you've spoken of once you gain said skills, or use it to gain said skills.
I figure all of the characters can hold on to the money, and they can use it how they need to, and then we'll get a ship when we can.
Okay. Welcome back, Yonovan. What are your thoughts on the given loot and plan of travel from here?
Um, it wouldn't hurt to start a ship fund. That should be kind of a, I don't know. There's a number of ways we can do it. Either we make it a voluntary to participate in which case, if you want to be on the ship, uh, either wouldn't get your cut of the loot till your part is paid off, as it were. So either you participate in the pre-allocation of a ship fund, or you have to buy back in.
What's an option you guys can discuss? It'd be good probably to have as much of the party available as possible for that, but it's definitely a good idea to talk it over and have a good plan ahead of time to pose to everyone to get the dialogue going. You guys get the ship finally strapped together enough that it is space-worthy again, and you get back to port uneventfully, and you are able to start the repairs on the ship. And so for a while, you have some time to do things in port. So you all may choose to do as you will in port and kind of go from there. Yonovan, Kliok, Ryu, what options do you want to do while you're in port?
Um,
Can I get back to you on that?
well, naturally, we should go. We've gotten proof. We have a tooth. We should go turn the proof in and get our reward.
Okay. So you head off and do that. I'm not sure if anyone's heading with you or not.
I mean, this was just loot that we found in it. This wasn't the reward for the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, this may be better than the reward for the mission.
Probably is. So, who's the contact you're seeking?
I look up Cookie's notes. Oh boy. I'm scrolling up until I find the name.
You find it?
Not yet. Thank you. Mary Yorns.
Indeed. You're able to eventually ask around and locate her again. And upon giving her the so-called tooth, which was actually one of the legs, she goes and gets a small chest for you, and it's like, here's a few trade goods I was able to pull together, as well as some poultry funds and a few potions I was able to get for you that will probably be useful in your line of work.
Cool. I'll carry that back to the ship and we'll count it there. I mean,
You splitting it with the others as well?
yeah.
Then I'll throw it in general chat. There you go. Lots of copper.
I don't want the cats to do it.
But you have a cat. You can throw the cat statue out on the way back if you want to do so.
No, it's worth.
Alright, so you're able to get back to the ship and stow that with your other treasures. What's the plan from here? You check in with Captain Emrakul, and he states that it is going to be a month or so before they can get the ship fully repaired. Due to taking a good portion of the funds from the beast that you slew, he's able to pay for basically double time on the ship. So he has 2 full crews of dock workers that are skilled hirelings that are working on the ship. Basically, one gets the front and side of the ship, one gets the front and other side of the ship.
We'll have Cookie talk to him about buying our upgraded armaments later.
Yeah,
He's
I was under the understanding that was part of the deal that you made with him for going after a threatening beastie. Was that you're upgrading armaments to save your own hides as well as the ship, to continue being able to profit well.
My understanding from Cookie was we were going to talk about it after the battle was finished because he didn't have funds to buy it now. So we were gonna
Okay.
outlay funds to buy it and make his ship stronger. But it would help us as well as help him.
Right. I mean, can you imagine if you had the other weapons?
We would be dead by now.
So, upgrading weapons wasn't a bad idea.
No, it wasn't. Hydrated Cleox.
So, Yonovan, did you want to do any other rolls or modifications or search for items for your endeavors?
um,
I know you were working on a few things.
it was, but I mean, I have the materials to make another gun. I'd have to roll for that, making it.
Yeah, you have a good month or so to do so.
Yeah.
Of uninterrupted, undisturbed time, basically.
You know, I don't think I can do that right.
That's, I mean, if you want to spend the full time working on it, that's really going to drastically reduce the DC. Because you're spending so much time, you know, slowly working on it, not trying to put it together quick.
Right. So 3 months. It normally takes a week.
It's not 3 months, it's a month. 1 month.
Oh, it's a month.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you don't have to do the whole time if you don't want to. It's, I mean, that's what I'm telling you guys, that, you know, you have a month of time to spend.
Right. Let me go look up how long it's supposed to take real quick. And then I'll allocate 3 to 5 times the normal. It's either 2 days or a week. I don't remember which.
Yeah, I think it was like a week, but it may have been only 3 days. There's been a few iterations and versions, so
Right.
I get my wires crossed on that sometimes. Where did it go? I know I had it here somewhere too, and I'm trying to find it.
3 days.
There you go. So you're gonna spend...
I'll spend
12
2 weeks on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel free to roll your check. The server's up if you want to hop in and do it on the table, or
Yeah, that's
if you
what I
have
was
one.
doing.
Okay, I was going to say, or if you have one, you can do it there. But if you're coming in, we will do that.
It's being nice and not showing me friends having games going. So I'm gonna do it the other way. Oh, I right clicked on your name and clicked to join.
That works.
Failed to connect version. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Did you not update?
That's why I can't see it. Okay.
Oh, by the way, the campaign that you and Dudley were in
Yep.
with Cookie ended this past weekend.
It says it updated.
They finally took out the boss creature and found out other things going on and are now headed for lands unknown.
Hmm. I wonder if it just didn't update between the time you started. Because it says I finished at 7:23.
Okay. Yeah, you guys had a nice bit of loot there.
I guess I'll be rolling by hand. Alright. Let's see here. It should be a d20 plus 4.
I'm sorry, that took longer than I anticipated.
Yadavin's working on his downtime activity of building another gun.
Why am I not surprised?
Teehee.
Because guns are nice.
This one's going to be a pistol, so I can have a shield with me for close quarter. I think that. Yeah. It's going to start with a regular gun, then you have to do mods later.
I mean, you have a month's time, so I think you should be able to get them both done in that.
Oh, this whole desk.
So is our month's downtime on the ship, or is our month's downtime in port?
At port. You guys may finally get the ship pulled together enough to make spacefaring worthy, and you get to port, and Emrakul is actually spending more money by hiring 2 groups of crew to work on the ship. So one group of repair crew is working on one side in the back, and the other is working on the other side in front. So basically, half the ship for each crew.
Made lots of money.
Yeah, that's why he wants to get his ship back and work, and so he can go make some more money. That'll finish it, Yonaman.
Good. Because I rolled one more and I got a natural 5. I was like, wait, three's enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Well, they really don't have very good rules on stuff like that, so I've had to kind of come up with some of it based on what seems, kind of reasonable for the task. 3 will actually be enough for the full completion, including the mod, I would say.
Okay. Well,
You're spending more time, so
right.
each roll can spread over longer as well.
Based on the wording of the mods, it said mods can be applied like at will during a short rest or so, over a short rest.
Yeah.
So for my thoughts on that is you do skill checks to learn the mod, basically.
Yeah, and that's what I was
And
saying.
then you can apply them.
With those 3 skill checks, I can see you having completed it fully, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But yeah, anything that's, the more rushed you are, the more the skill roll matters, because you're under duress. If you're taking your time, it's a lot easier, so it's just a matter of, how good you're able to pull it off.
Cool.
I mean, it's one thing if you're not skilled at it, it's another thing if, it's been your profession for a decade. So, alright. Anything else you want to do?
I want to go shopping for a shield, but we'll have to split up the money first.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Mundane shield, or you're trying to find a magic shield?
magic would probably be nice.
Okay, you are able to find a sentinel shield available for sale.
For how much? What's the price on a sentinel shield?
Let me pull up my pricer. Thank you for your patience. The Sentinel Shield is 20,000
20,000 what?
gold.
Surprise.
They also have a +1 shield for 1,500 gold.
Yeah, I still don't have that much. We're gonna have to do some haggling to see if we can get them down to more of the 800 gold range.
A mundane one's available for that.
I would hope for mundane ones or hope for less than that.
Oh yes, they are less, but there's one available for that price range.
I'll go back.
You can also make the purchase, since we're waiting for the other people to split the loot. You could make the purchase now and then take it out of the portion you get, because I mean, you guys made plenty that you should be able to do that, I would think.
Yeah.
1,500 isn't that far-fetched from your portion.
Right, it's 4,100 gold without converting some of the random
Right.
thing.
Yeah, I was finally going to bust out the calculator, but it looks like you beat me to it.
I mean, there's a
Just like I planned.
there's a that thing.
So, Cleoc, while we're looking at this, what do you want to do with your time? Unless Donovan has something else he wants to do during this time.
Go ahead and do his thing. Come back.
Okay. Cleoc, what do you want to pursue during your month of time?
I want to learn more about ships.
Okay.
What makes them go, how much they cost. I know we kind of got a little bit on how much they cost, but
The how they go part is what you're looking at?
yeah.
Then, okay. Well, let's have you roll an investigation check.
I'm not very good at those.
And what is your means of locating this information?
Go back down to the shipyards
Okay.
where they're building the boat. I'd prefer to not let the captain know I am doing said investigations.
Okay. Well, you guys have the run of the port right now, because you guys all have leave.
7.
You see a lot of them are either disregarding you or wondering why you're asking them to, like, we just build a ship. You'd have to talk to the people who make the helms for how they work.
I asked them where the helms are made.
I don't know. I just work with wood, man.
Well, with a little bit of an annoyed look on my face, I thank him for his time.
Is there another route you wish to pursue?
He did say, I've heard this term a few times before, but helm.
He's a deity of the Norse.
Well, I figured you told me that if I rolled low on my next investigation check.
That's why I said it, just to seed that fun for you, just in case.
Very well, let's go to the library. since I'm not getting anywhere at the shipyards. And try and figure out what helms are, or at least,
Mm-hmm. So, since you're flipping through books, let's have you do an investigation check there. See what you can glean.
maybe I should roll like a D6, just so I can get the low roll, so I can find all the books on helm.
What were you saying?
Yeah. Should we just cut to the chase about how I find all of the, that I will not be a devout follower of Helm due to this?
So you find reference to a deity called the Vigilant One, the Watcher.
I've heard of him. It's like, oh,
He's...
this is, something people, worship, back on my home world.
Yes,
But,
a lot of paladins, in fact. And he is the, deity that a lot of paladins follow. He's kind of the deity enforcer, the lawful one. So he also goes by the Great Guard, the Vigilant One, Vigilant, the Watcher, God of Guardians. He's the Unsleeping Eyes. Tends to be portrayed as a male. His followers are all
Cleon slams the book closed and puts it back on the shelf and decides that the library has nothing on shipbuilding and leaves.
The dice do not like you finding stuff out, apparently.
Well, I'm not good at investigation, so asking me to roll investigation or even, persuasion or anything like that, I'm just not good at finding things.
What are you good at? What are your skills that you most proficient?
Acrobatics, athletics, insight, and survival.
He's good at punching people.
So you're good at surviving, and you're good at...
I'm good
physical.
At surviving, insight, acrobatics, and athletics.
So you're good at telling if someone's lying to you. So at least
Yes.
you can do that. It's hard for people to lie to you. That's good. You just need to find a way to get them
That
to
being
talk
said,
to you.
my two highest stats are Dex and Wisdom, so I'm at least passable in stuff like Stealth, Sleight of Hand, and Perception and Medicine. But I'm really bad at this Int and Charisma stuff that all of our downtime stuff deals with.
Well, I mean, you could go work and do, medical stuff, and that would be wisdom-based, or go and, try to survive and, the
Well, when
streets for a
90%
while,
of the
that'd be
stuff
survival.
when 90 to 95% of the stuff we do in downtime, or even in most of our missions, is straight up investigation or stuff or history, or if it's people things, persuasion
Survival
or
did really work
intimidation.
well for you on that desert planet.
I don't think we really rolled. I think we rolled survival a couple of times.
Yeah.
Either way, my skills suck.
Well, if you want to go and be part of a circus, acrobatics and athletics are right up that alley. That's perfect. If you want to try to get training in other skills, that's something you could do. If you want to, spend some money doing that, there's the option to, try other means of acquiring the information. If you want to come up with a different way to acquire it, then you could potentially use a different skill to do so.
Besides asking the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just mentioned to the skill that comes to my mind as fitting it. If you have grounds for a different one to work, let me know how you see it working, and I'll probably let it go.
So Ryu, at least on one of the days, is going to visit the shipyard dry dock area where the ship's being repaired. Well, I'm sure she'll be there a lot. And browse through all the other ships that are in dry dock getting repaired or getting built or worked on. And So, as a player, are there any ships, or I should say, I shall do a perception or investigation to see if there's any ships that are made out of things other than wood?
Very rare, but there are a few.
Are there any of them, like, in the dry docky area?
You don't see any in the dry dock that you're looking in, but you saw one pass by.
Hmm.
Most of the ones you're seeing are some sort of wood or another. You do look down underneath. If you look over, you see on the lower docks, it looks like there's a few that could potentially be organic, maybe? Or maybe they're just made to look organic. But they really give you a creepy feeling when you look at them. They're very tentacly and disturbing looking.
Yeah. Okay. Any ships that are partially or wholly made out of stone?
Not that you see here.
Okay.
You did see the Dwarven Forge, and that was all stone.
Right. I was wondering if there's ones here while we're in downtime.
Yeah, none that are here right now, no.
Okay. She'll look out, and if she notices them any, then she'll probably do something. But I'm gonna keep thinking on things to do during the downtime.
Okay, Cleoc, what were you saying?
Cleoc goes back to the dock and asks if he explains. He finds someone willing to listen to him. Like one of the workers, maybe even the same worker, since he hasn't met any others, and explains that he is a groundling, and he's wondering what a helm looks like.
There's one right now. You see them carrying a finely crafted chair that has some metallic pieces to it. You're not sure what at this distance, being brought onto the ship.
I head over there.
You're not allowed on the ship, sir. You see them walking it into one of the cabins on the ship.
Well then.
But yeah, most of them look like chairs of some sort. At least ones I've seen them bring over.
What an odd... That makes the ship move?
I guess, I was told.
Do the people who carried it in, do they come out anytime soon?
After a while, they come out. They all seem to be more wizardy, and they just kind of seem to not notice anyone else, except for the main person who's working on the construction, the foreman. Everyone else they just basically ignore and they walk on.
Looks like the wizard.
Do what?
So it looks like the wizardy.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You've seen enough magic users. I kind of think you could get a feel for them, given that you hang around people like Cookie and Ryu and stuff like that. They seem
Cookie and Ryu do not make you
martial.
normal magic user.
True, but
well, one of them is a custom class. The other one is a warlock.
Right, but I more mean they're not physical very much.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell someone who does a lot of stuff physically and someone who doesn't.
Right.
All right. Anything else?
I don't know yet.
Like I said, anytime I have you guys do a skill check or a tools check or anything, if you can come up with a good way that you can see a different one being used, I'm all ears. I come up with what I can think of, not necessarily absolute dictatorship. It's what I can think of that works. And if you guys think of something else that works, by all means, let's do it.
Well, I was trying to give you that opportunity to give me a perception check, and then you just pointed out, oh, there's one. Like, oh.
Oh, well, I've been kind of ticking away in the back of my mind how long the ship's been here, and so they're basically finishing up and getting ready to launch.
Right.
So it's like, well, you're looking for one, your passive perception's high enough, you would see one that was being walked by if you asked someone and you're in the area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I kind of ran it off your passive perception. So the fact that you have good passive perception still played a part.
13's good passive perception. Yeah.
At this level, yeah.
It's not going to get much higher. But
most people's have worse. I mean, if you want, ask Ryu and Yonovan what they have for passive perception.
Well, I would have loved to have been trained in perception, but that didn't happen.
You could have taken it as your background.
Yeah, I tried to make my background like.
Well, your background could be shifted slightly differently too, because you are avian.
That's
So
true.
my perception is 0. That's my perception bonus.
What's your passive
Either
perception? That means it's 10, right?
Yeah.
Either way, we've gone this long that unless I can figure out a way to get trained in perception, like
That's one that I would be willing to let your character alter on. I could see you doing more perception than athletics, because perception's what you would need, and perception and acrobatics I could see an avian species needing for hunting. And you mentioned that that's kind of what you did before with your tribe, before going and training with the monks.
Yep.
So I could see you swapping those if you want.
Because I've honestly been really bad on the perception checks we've had.
Yeah, I'm good with you. Like, and see, to me, it's what makes logical and sane sense. I usually go with. I mean, yeah, we're in a fantasy, magical world, but what fits that world? What makes sense in that world? In an avian species for hunting, acrobatics and perception would certainly be so. I mean, you have the eagle eyes is kind of a thing that's usually talked about, because eagles have really good vision to see, far distance for their prey.
Right. All right. I'll go ahead and make that switch, if you don't mind.
Nope. Anything that seems to be, if you find something that is like, well, my character really should be flavored this way based on, history, race, aspects like that, I'm usually open to alterations like that at any point, as long as they're not like major and they actually fit the flavor and flair of the character properly.
Right.
You mean your race doesn't have perception as one of their things you can be proficient in?
It wasn't listed.
Wow, that feels like the people that created the race screwed up.
Yeah, you usually don't get a lot of skill proficiencies from race, though.
Yeah, true. But I can't think of anything besides like acrobatics and perception. I mean,
those two kind of say avian.
yeah, I mean, animal handling maybe, but not really, or survival maybe, but like really, acrobatics I would say would be a must, just because you're a bird, you have to be acrobatic to fly and to land.
That's why I haven't said I'm a clumsy bird.
That's
also,
true.
Also, my dex is 18 right now, so.
Nice.
Yeah, those are some of the things where I see certainly fit the flavor of the character more, so it's definitely worth doing.
That means my passive perception goes up too as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. It does. It's 10 plus your perception bonus, if I remember correctly.
And the level 4 proficiency bonus is still 2, So.
Yep.
Hey.
Hey, it's something.
Yay!
And it
Level
fits a lot
5 we
better.
get. Level 5 we get an extra point to proficiency.
Indeed, you do. Actually, for the next campaign I'm looking at starting some people at level 0.
Commoners killing rats in the cellar.
Pretty much.
Being killed by rats.
Potentially.
So set them against the house cat or two and see who wins.
Well, I'm changing up a lot of things for my next campaign. I'm sure you've heard some from Cookie, but I'm shaking things up quite a bit to fit the premise of it.
You are all, you're playing yourselves, but you've been sucked into a magical portal.
Not that. But well done. So does Kleok want to do anything else? You now know that helms tend to be chairs of some sort, usually.
Now, Kleok didn't know much about ships, because he was a bird. But this goes against what little he knows about the seafaring vessel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kleok saw the helm on the metal ship.
Mm-mm.
Because
You didn't get swallowed?
I didn't get swallowed.
Mm-hmm. You could talk to Yonovan about it, potentially, because he was on there, because he got swallowed.
Kleok's just surprised that both Yonovan and Cookie are still alive. He thinks the Cookie is, the shock of it is why he's bedridden on the ship. Something like that.
Could be. Could be. But if you want, Yonovan did see the inside of that ship. If you want to dialogue with him about seeing a chair, that could be grounds for you getting more information and understanding on such.
Sure. I go try and find Yonovan. Do I need to roll investigation for that too?
No, because you know Yonovan well enough. He's probably in the workshop.
You hear the loud cleaning sounds coming from the workshop. Clang, clang, clang.
You have a passive perception higher than 10. You hear the clanging noise of Yonovan hard at work.
I knock on the door.
Who is it? Clang.
It's me, Yonovan.
Oh,
Kleok.
let's take a break. What do you want? You can come in.
I come in and say, I have an odd or silly question. You were swallowed by that monstrosity. But we figured out later it was a ship.
That's a statement. Huh?
Did you see any, weird chairs in there?
Saw a lot of weird shit in there.
By the screaming ghost visage, you did see a chair with the corpse, if you remember. Just to make sure player Yonovan remembers what Yonovan would remember.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of weird shit in there. There were these mechanical spiders that attacked us that seemed to be running the ship. But when we got up to the helm, there was like a ghost there. There was a skeleton in a chair. And when the ship was breaking up, we saw the ghost kind of dissipate, like a relief. It was kind of creepy.
Oh, so you know what a helm is.
I mean, yeah. We've got a helm on our ship. Did you not ask him what it was called?
No, I knew what it was called, but, I was trying to figure out how they work.
I don't know how they work. I've just been in it. I mean, we were going to try and figure out how it worked and stop the ship from firing, from attacking, but you kind of broke it up at that point, so we didn't have to. And then the air started getting kind of thin, and we started floating around.
I see. Because, and I try and say this in hushed tone, if we're going to eventually get our own ship, we're going to have to figure out how to fly it.
I think Cookie's been having practice at flying it.
Cleok, you have seen Cookie up there with Emrakul at the helm, or not the helm, what in seafaring terms is the helm of the ship, that you know isn't the
Right.
driving force of the ship.
I think that's more like steering the ship.
Oh,
I don't know if that's, what makes the ship go.
well, that's right, because when it broke up, it lost its air. Oh, okay.
A long moment of silence goes as you look into each other's eyes.
Well, I just learned something about how the ships work now.
There you go.
Out of character, I know how the ships work, but
Right, but
You're starting to get an understanding in character too. I mean, you guys are starting to get bits and pieces and piece it together.
yep.
so
I mean, him asking me questions helped me figure out stuff.
Exactly.
Because I've seen stuff but I didn't know what it was doing. Now I know
so what we know
it. You know,
is
there's a steering mechanism up on deck, and there's a flying mechanism down below.
there's a flying mechanism that we
And
best
an
that
atmospheric control system, or some sort. Unless you breathe stuff.
right.
Because when that broke, bad shit. And it also, we started floating, so that's very important stuff.
Right. I mean, the best I can place it is that these helms, these specialized chairs, they make the ship go, but I don't know who runs it on this ship. My best guess it's behind that one locked door we've never been in next to the armory.
Hey, I got a quick question. Player knowledge. When he saw the chair being loaded onto the ship, did you mean our ship or another ship?
A different ship. A ship that
Okay.
that you saw was being built last time you were here.
Okay,
I would
sorry.
assume that I would
Not
not have been
finished out.
denied on the ship if it was our ship.
Yeah.
They could be working on it. It's under construction, no crew allowed, or something.
It is under construction. Technically repairs, not construction. And you
Oh,
are allowed
right.
on the ship because you're still part of Emrakul's crew.
So it's the lodge room, that's next to the armory, not next to my room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shoot. I whispered to
He's not in the game right
Oh.
now, so he can't see. But yes,
Hey,
he,
I was-
he, he
I was-
did
I
say
was-
when you
out
were
of
pointing
out
at
of character, out of character. I don't think Cleoc knows this in character, but out of character, I know that one of the earliest sessions we did, we had your character specifically, maybe Rio as well. We're trying to
was
find a
trying to
way
make a
to
hole.
peek into that room
Yeah.
from the armory.
That's what I was going to tell you now, in character. I was working on getting a knot wiggled out of the armory room so we could peer into that hidden room. So I found a couple promising ones on the board, and I can magically mend it after we look.
Well, I would also point out that we know that there is someone who is female in there that we've never seen.
That's
Ooh,
right. There was a. I remember the little girl that tried to set us all on fire. Said that there was a girl on the ship beside Rio, but I'm not aware of anyone else.
well,
I haven't seen another woman on the ship.
yep. Good point. Good point.
You've actually seen a few more recently because the crew has shifted with the recent events.
Emrakul is an
Hired
equal
on some
opportunity
skilled-
employer.
Well, no, he hired whatever skilled sailors
Right.
he could find the last time you guys were here to take on, the beasties. He wanted a full crew of skilled individuals, so...
Of course.
Oh, I thought you were just mentioning that we're back at port with money.
Yeah. Well, no, but, he encourages that to stay off the ship.
Fair enough.
Encourages to the point that he will dock your pay to the tone of 100% the next outing if you're caught doing it on the ship.
Oh.
He's not opposed to you having fun, but he wants you to have fun off the ship. The ship is a place of business. For your
I see.
pleasure, you go elsewhere.
Well, it can be both business and pleasure in training and beating up all of the crew members for training. I mean, yeah.
In Kleok, you actually have noticed that your training hasn't had as big of an effect as you would want it to with this crew because they have already been able to kind of match you on a lot of stuff. They're a lot more skilled and proficient in things than the previous crew. Previous crew had a lot of green individuals. This one's a lot more experienced.
Well, in this case, they're going to teach me. Like, oh, this was the combat trainer? No wonder they suck. For what it's worth, one of these days, Kleok's going to challenge Gari.
Oh,
That'll
dear.
be interesting.
Kleok remembers he got punched by him when he first ended up on the ship.
Most people got punched by Gary when they ended up on the ship from your party.
But I don't think I would win right now. I want one more level before I think about it.
Rio's going to remember the complete failure that space combat was for her attacking with Eldritch Blast, and she's going to look around town and the shops for something that can either have more penetration to get through the thick hull of a ship, or that can boost the damage, or some way to be more effective using magic in ship-to-ship combat is what she's going to look for.
A lot of people suggest you using fire within a sphere. For further, you'd have to roll an investigation to see what you're able to find.
Don't tell me it kicked me off again.
I can hear you. Still there, Ryu?
Yeah, he just muted sound.
He's
deafened
not.
himself?
No, he's back.
Yeah, but he's
Can
deafened.
you hear me now?
He's deafened. We can
Yes.
hear him, but he can't hear us.
Someone is typing furiously.
Yeah, that'd be Yonovan.
Yeah, I need to get words today. O-rings.
Oh, yeah, you have the ability to either mute yourself or deafen yourself.
Or both.
True.
You
I was
could
just
be
saying that those two are independent functions,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that they're joined.
Yep.
So,
So, out of character question.
yes.
I know that one of the potential new PCs after the life, gets back, the level 3 fighter that I fought.
Right.
Is he considered like one of the new NPCs on the crew now? As
Not technically.
as a comparison to the fresh blood or the
Ah.
fresh crew that's been.
Some of them, yes. There's some varying skill within them, but they're all skilled. What skills they
That's
have
fair.
kind of vary.
Have we actually turned in the reward yet?
Yes.
That was while you were away. Yanovan took the initiative and went and did that himself.
That was the second list of loot.
Yes.
Yes.
That's honestly kind of a disappointing haul for killing a space monster, but
It's what she was able to scrap together. She had lost her ship and stuff, so she didn't have a whole lot, but it's what she was able to pull together. If you remember, they're a bunch of lower-end merchants, which is why no one had put out a real bounty on this thing. But hey, she also knew that you'd get some of her stuff that was inside it, and said, she kind of made it clear she wasn't going to let anyone know that the goods were taken so that you guys could keep them. Basically,
I see.
Slayer's take.
Cleok's still surprised there wasn't more. But anyway.
Did you hear the reply, Rio, to your question, or not? Any of it?
I figured out what happened when I saw the messages, but it was after you'd replied.
Okay. What I said was, what you find out is that a lot of people suggest using fire within the spheres. And other than that, you'd have to do some checks to kind of locate.
Yeah, sorry, I was waiting to hear back. I rolled a 17 investigation to find something.
Okay. Nothing really of that sort except for siege equipment that are usually put onto the ships for ship-to-ship combat. There's nothing really that's handheld or, small wielded that seems to really pack enough punch that you're able to find in port.
Okay, I'm guessing I'd have to roll another check if I was to go investigate to try and find out if there's a way to make something that, like amplifies magical powers or stores, multiple spells, like multiple Eldritch Blasts into one and fires it all at once.
Yeah, that kind of would be along the same lines, I would think.
Probably.
There's nothing of that sort.
Well, is there anyone who would know about that stuff? That was probably why I was thinking.
You can find some people that know about storing of spells. None of them have said they know any of them that release them all at once in a, group hit. It stores them and releases them the same.
Mm-hmm.
One guy suggests that, he knows where you could buy a Pearl of Power if you wanted that information. And, you could pay him and he'd tell you. And the Pearl of Power is basically, he tells you, you can put spells into it and it stores that energy until you want to expend it later.
How much does the Pearl of Power or the information on the Pearl of Power cost?
Let me see here. He says for 500 gold, it'll tell you where to get the Pearl of Power. and you can go there and find out how much it costs.
So, hmm. I was just rolling for the to. I guess I should roll for this second set of investigation. Did you say, or you said it was fine?
I kind of merged the two because they're kind of along the same lines of what you're seeking. You're seeking for something handheld or a way to boost your power. You said both, so I kind of was throwing them together.
Mm, okay. Who's the person who's going to tell me where the Pearl of Power can be found?
It's a shitty individual you found on one of the corners that he says for
Okay.
500 he'll tell you where you can go buy a Pearl of Power.
I'm going to intimidate him, and I'm going to say, "You're charging me 500 just to tell me where," and it's a 24 intimidate.
He's like, well, yeah, I gotta make money somehow. Some valuable information.
500.
Well, how much you willing to part with then?
I'll give you 20 gold, unless it's, or well, I say, is it an illegal contact or is it up and up?
No, it's an actual major shop.
Then 20 gold.
I don't know. I guess I could let you find it on your own.
Fine. Better luck with your next scam.
You can roll a investigation if you want to see if you can locate the mage shop on your own for the Pearl of
Sure,
Power.
I'm going to storm off, annoyed with him. 500 just to tell me which shop it's in? What kind of a ripoff is that? And I got a 16 investigation to find the actual store he was talking about.
After a while, you're able to find this shop of this obviously retired gentleman. Him and his wife had this little shop. It's nothing immaculate, but it says magical oddities and amazing trinkets.
Wait, is this the store I've been to before?
No.
Okay, because there's a magical oddities and something store before.
Yes, it was a
Where I
different
got.
one.
Okay. Man, there's a lot of magical oddity stores around here.
And they're both in there working on some stuff. You come in, they're like, in unison, they both are like, "Greetings, how can we help you?"
Just looking for a pearl of power.
After they're like, yes, please hold on just a moment. They finish their work and then they turn around. You see both of their eyes are completely white. And they're like, "Yes, we have one for 6,000 gold if you would like to purchase it."
You know, I think I might have to pool some money for 6,000, so let me speak with my compatriots to see if they will agree.
Very well. We will be here if you choose to so acquire it. You see they're both a few elves, is what you see, and they both look quite archaic.
I see.
By elven standards. Their hair has been totally whitened and their eyes are just totally white.
I will make a mental note of the shop and see about maybe coming back to browse the rest of their wares later.
Okay.
I'd have to total up the gold. Plus, I'm guessing I didn't actually look at how much we got earlier, but I'm guessing it wasn't 6K per.
Not per, no.
Yeah.
It was a good bit, but it wasn't 6K per, and people had suggested possibly lumping it all in a party fund called a ship fund.
Yeah. Well, and I was just thinking, I spent most of my previous gold buying weapons for the ship, and since you said he did not reimburse us at all.
He spent basically similar amount on hiring proficient crew to up the chances.
Mm-hmm.
So now you guys have a ship of skilled crew with good weapons, so you're a lot more able to take on pirates or others who you come across.
and we have combat experience.
Mhm.
He did uphold the bargain where they taught me about ship combat as well as, fully how to operate all of the different weapons that we had bought, correct?
Yes, you're considered proficient now in using those weapons, and that's
All right.
so. I mean, you're good to go on that. You can actually use them skilled, meaning you don't have to take a disadvantage or negative on your to hit. You actually can use the full modifier that is on the weapon when you're attacking. It takes you less time than it would otherwise take to man it. And you can command a crew on it. Basically, you get half the shots if you're unskilled on those weapons.
Which is a pretty significant disadvantage.
Yes. Essentially, what I'd probably do, because that's the rules I found that they were talking about doing to make it, proper. What I'd probably do is just have you roll with disadvantage, because it's easier than saying, okay, you can shoot this time, you can't shoot next time. It makes more sense. It makes it simpler.
Yeah. Where would one go to research about ship construction? Would it be the shipyard itself and talk there and see about working there, or would it be a library?
It's up to you.
Okay, well, I don't think Rio
Yeah.
would go to the library, so I think Rio would go and hang around the shipyard part of the dock, the dry dock, etc., and look into that. And
What are you
she's
looking
going
into, and how are you doing it?
Generally, she's going to see if there's any unskilled labor or anything where she can be a assistant, kind of an apprentice sort of thing. But so she's recently found out that she likes masonry, right, from the previous adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to look and see if she can utilize that while learning about ship construction.
Okay.
Firsthand.
After a while, you find a guy who's like, yeah, my apprentice is... Or roll an investigation, we'll see if you find him.
Okay. So I've gotten 2 good rolls, so I'm going to get a horrible roll now.
It's possible. Cleoc would be happy with that. Or maybe not.
Would I?
I said, or maybe.
If Rio finds out how these ships work before Cleoc does, but she tells Cleoc, then...
I rolled a 13. What was it, a perception or investigation?
Investigation.
13 investigation.
Okay. After a while, you are able to find someone who's like, yeah, my apprentice is sick today. I could use someone. Here, carry these. He hands you this big bag of heavy tools.
Ugh.
So you can either roll a con check or a athletics to see how well you're able to do with the grunt work.
Probably would be better to do a con check, but both of them are going to suck. Actually, yeah, I'm definitely going to do the con check. 1 sec.
It's basically how able you are to stave off the exhaustion that comes with this level of exertion.
All right. 1 sec. Let me check my my modifier for con checks. Okay. I got a 16 con save.
Check, not save.
Or check. It's the same thing, right? It's with my con bonus?
No. One just uses the con bonus. One could actually have proficiency in it. I don't know if you're proficient in con or not.
I'm a warlock, no.
Okay. I have a hard time remembering all of them. So if you don't, it's D20 plus your con bonus is what it is.
Yeah, I got a 16.
Okay. So you're able to shrug it off and be like, okay, I can do this. After a number of hours, he keeps having you hand him different tools, and he's, shaping the ship and patching holes on the ship, and you see he's doing some very nice woodwork, very similar to the stonework you had seen before with Yanaven, but on wood instead. Very skilled, very precise work.
Interesting.
You stick out for the whole day?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day, he's like, here you go. He gives you 2 silver. It's like, thanks for your help.
Hey, you're welcome.
For unskilled labor, that's actually a decent wage, just so you know.
Oh, I know. I was just
Okay, I was
laughing.
gonna say Ryu would know that 2 silver is actually pretty good wage. That's being nice.
Yes, it paid well for the day's work. And it's just also she would have laughed inside knowing how much money she has.
Oh, absolutely, but she would also know the other side, so I was making sure you're aware. I didn't know if you were or not.
Yes, I'm aware of how poorly paid non-adventurers are. We could probably all retire and live like kings on 1,000 gold.
That's why out of character, I'm like here. It's like when Cookie gives up for, it's like offering for information a ton of gold, and it's just like even 50 gold pieces, and then or 500 gold pieces. Like, what the? Oh my god!
Yeah, that's why I was like, really? You just want to tell me where a store that has it, a legitimate store, it's not even like black market or anything, 500 gold? No. I thought I was being generous with 20, but
You're
his
an
loss.
adventurer. You're an adventurer. He knows you can pay more.
Yeah, but his loss. He could have made 20 gold easy. That's like a couple months' wages.
I need to step away again for a moment.
Boogie. All right. So anything else for you gentlemen for this month? Or are you all done?
Yeah, I don't know if Rio would have the chance to go do any more odd jobs with ship construction a month, but she'd probably, say, hey, I'm at this ship if you need any more help in the next month.
Okay. Yeah, so you get hired off there a number of days that you make in total.
I figured pays for living expenses. I'm not going to write it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it basically covers your basic living of food and booze at...
Food and water.
Wait, I don't know. You don't do booze anymore. So food and good quality drink.
Yep.
Since they seem to have convinced you that you don't drink alcohol, that's an interesting twist.
I thought Cookie said if you ever drink any more alcohol again, he'll never cook for me or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He basically, they dissuaded you from drinking alcohol.
So it was the choice of either food or drink. Cookie's food is too good.
Exactly. So yeah, you basically can buy some good produce and meats and stuff that Cookie can prepare to make nice meals for you all during this time, so you all eat quite well. So yeah, you're able to do that for a while. You get a grasp of woodworking. A month. Put 3 ticks out of 5 towards carpentry tools. You get 2 more ticks and you actually can get proficiency in carpentry tools.
All right.
All right. Anything else from Yonovan or Kleok or Rio for the month? I think Rio
Yeah,
said you're
I picked
done.
up supplies to make a shield, and I'm grumbling in my room, hammering it out, not knowing what I'm doing yet. But I'm proficient in smithing tools, so by George, I'm going to figure this out.
No, because by default, by having proficiency in smith tools, you had to get trained in the basics of making some equipment like that, so you'd actually have a decent concept on how to make a shield.
Okay. Well,
So,
I will sketch one up and send it to you later.
Sure. It'd be a standard smithing
Yeah,
tools
we'll be
check.
magical.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it won't be, a +1 or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it'll be a good shield.
All right. Rolling dice.
And the fun thing is, as long as it's within
one.
reason, you can have it look however you want, because you're the one making it. So, all right. So next week we will pick up where you guys locate next jobs and stuff. Now that we've kind of had your fun carousing and downtime activities.
Really? That was just sad.
Wow.
I have a +4 mod too.
Yeah, that's why
There's
it's
a
so
2, a
loud.
6, and a 2.
Wow.
It shouldn't work when I'm angry.
Why are you angry?
How expensive that shield was, man.
Look up what a sentinel shield is.
I gives you a +5 to passive perception.
It's a pretty nice equipment, which is why they priced it higher.
Higher. And priced it at the cost of a ship, man. Jeez.
You could have paid the 1,500 for a +1.
Yeah.
1,500 for a +1 isn't too bad.
No, but I also might try and enchant my current. See how much it costs to enchant my current. So like make one for 50 to 100 gold of material, and then pay 500-600 to enchant it for a +1. We'll see. But I'll just sport a shield for now. I'm only going to use it when we're in close quarters with my pistol, so
Yeah.
it's not going to get used all the time.
Well, that's the thing. You could make 2 pistols, and you could, have a lot of fun.
But I can't do sighted and pistol. I guess that's all for now.
Okay. You could always get materials to make a 3rd pistol. Or a 3rd gun. Make be a pistol.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would go before we leave port and get a good amount of raw materials, because I don't need fine materials. I have something that makes it into ingots.
Right.
I can get cheap raw materials.
Right. So you buy some ore.
Yeah.
Okay. Put down how much ore you want to purchase and just take it off.
Okay.
And yeah, you can use your refining to have it come out. That was just a random quirky item I just came up with for some random reason.
Yep. I'll go look up what all the ores are, and I'll probably play with mixing the ores into the ingots. As soon as I get mixed metals, see how I can make different things.
Okay.
There's some experimentation because
You're going to make me add a metallurgy skill, aren't you?
I mean, I'm a tinker engineer person. Yeah. It fits my character quite well.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna turn lead into gold or anything.
Right. That would be black magic. You'd have to slay your soul, and your character would become an NPC and probably a, reoccurring villain.
Cool.
Hey, Ryu had a chance to become a villain. Well, I guess not really a villain, but a NPC. It wasn't really a villain, but yeah, NPC of certain notoriety in the area. So, next week we will pick up after this month and the ship's repairs and all this fun stuff you guys have done. Unless you want to carouse for a few jobs now, we can just do the jobs next week if you prefer.
Let's just do the jobs next week.
Okay, then we'll do that.
I'd like Cookie to be involved in some more fun stuff.
You'd like what?
I'd like Cookie to be involved in some more fun stuff.
Some more investigation quests.
I mean, there's nothing like clearing some rats out of a warehouse with thunder cannon.
Right? You never know. Alright, gents. We'll see you guys next week then.
Alright.